If willpower actually worked and did its job, then you wouldn't be watching this video because you would have already quit your porn addiction. If you don't know me, my name is Krishna, and I help young men quit their porn addictions. And so this is a very, very interesting thing that happened earlier in my life. When I first discovered NoFap, I was super, super hyped, right? I was watching all the videos. They were like talking about all these like weird ass benefits. And I was so hyped. I was like, yeah, I'm going to quit porn, and then I'm going to do this and this and this, and it's going to be sick. And it's like, this is going to happen. The next day I'd wake up, right? And I'd relapse. And then I'm like, no, okay, I feel really, really bad. But again, this is the last time I'm going to do it. I promise I'm going to quit. Next day, exact same thing. Relapse again. And that cycle of me telling myself that this is going to be the last day, and then the next day relapsing again, continued on for months, right? One thing really changed it all for me. It really changed my perspective when it came to quitting porn and all this kind of stuff. What changed was me changing my environment, right? So when I was addicted to porn, I obviously just lived at home, right? I just lived in my parents' house, and I'd be relapsing consistently every single day, or at least every 3 days. But when me and my family decided to go to India, to like visit our family and to like, hang out there and take care of some stuff, basically just visiting family in India. When we went there, we stayed there for like over a month. I think we stayed there for almost 2 months, or maybe like a month and a half. You know what's very, very interesting is that during those around 1.5 to 2 months, during that time period, I went from relapsing almost every single day, or at least every 3 days, to only relapsing once over the span of that 2 months. I only relapsed one time. Why is that? Why did this happen? It's the same reason why during the Vietnam War and these periods, when the soldiers from Vietnam would come back home, they would quit their opioid addictions, right? They were addicted to opium when they went to Vietnam, when they stayed there. But when they came back to the United States, they quit. Opium, one of like the most addictive substances that you can take, they quit that. Why? Why were they able to do that? And why was I able to go from relapsing every single day to relapsing only once in that 2-month time period? It's because of a change in environment, right? I changed my environment so drastically. Literally, I lived in a completely different country with completely different norms, completely different people, completely different environment, right? From where I was used to. Back home, the interesting thing is that there was a lot of triggers back home that would trigger me to relapse almost instantly. Maybe it was like an argument that I had with my dad, or maybe it was me being bored after coming home from school, right? You know what I mean? It's like those feelings and those circumstances, they trigger us to relapse, right? Because your brain associates like a certain feeling with porn over time, right? If we're using porn as a method of escape, which chances is that you are. And again, I did the exact same thing. And so when I moved to India, not really moved, but when I stayed there for a very, very long time, most of those triggers weren't there. Like, like the specific bedroom, the specific chair, the specific environment, the specific, I don't know, like sound or feeling. It wasn't there. Environment beats willpower every single time, right? Before I went to India, before I stayed in India for that extended period of time, I didn't have much willpower. I was still relapsing every single day. But when I went there, it was almost like I didn't necessarily need willpower anymore. Right? Because my environment changed so much. It might be unrealistic, right? Like, it's like you can't just like move countries. Right? That's probably not the case for you or for really just most guys who struggle with this porn addiction. The way that I would do it is when you feel the urge to watch porn, simply just get up and move. Right? Get up and go into a different room. This can even work at night. It's just like, if you feel it, use that energy, right? Because again, the urge, the craving that you get is just another form of energy. You can use that energy to then get up and move to a different place, move to a different room, move to a different environment, go outside or something like this. Because all around wherever you relapse, there are certain triggers, right? There are certain things that just trigger you to relapse. Whereas if you change your environment, maybe you go to a different bedroom, maybe you go outside, maybe you go into your living room, whatever it is, those triggers aren't there anymore, right? And so, again, that's personally what helped me. And so if you want the first part of that system, then you can just click the first link in the description down below. Again, it's completely free. And if you're serious about quitting your porn addiction and you want more structure and you want more accountability tailored specifically to you and your circumstance, you can go. Also in the description, the second link is to apply for the 30-day reset that I'm holding. Again, I'm only going to take like a specific small amount of guys, but if you're interested in any of those things, you can go and you can check out the description down below. Take care, bro.